My aunt is threatening to sue me for stealing art from her 19-year-old daughter, Sarah, because, according to her, Sarah is the only one in the family who can draw, and I should pursue something else entirely. Let me explain the title. I live 2 hours away from my family. I went to visit them after my grandfather passed away. I brought my Oculus Quest 1 with me and let my older cousin Emily use it as much as she wanted. She only wanted to play VR chat, so I didn't mind. Plus, she's 22, so I knew she would be careful with it. Then I let my entitled cousin Sarah use it as well. She is 19 years old, which will be important later in the story. I let Sarah play for as long as she wanted, and initially, she was pretty good about it. Whenever I asked for the headset back, she would say, "Wait, let me just do one more thing." Then, about 30 minutes later, she would return it to me. This leads us to the day everything escalated. I told Sarah I needed my Oculus Quest by 6 p.m. I let her play until 5 p.m. When she took it off, I mentioned I was going to put it on at 6:30 p.m. to play with my friend, who got off work at 6 p.m. 6 o'clock rolled around, and I went to put on the headset, but Sarah was already using it. She then told me she was taking a Japanese class in VR chat. I replied, "Okay, just finish by 6:30 p.m. I went upstairs to play on my Switch. When I came back downstairs, it was 6:45 p.m. I asked if I could have it back, and she said, "Yeah, just 1 minute." I waited and waited for her to finish. It eventually got to 12:51 a.m., and I said, "I want my Oculus back." My cousin didn't respond, so I asked, "Did you hear me?" Still no response. I then said, not in a rude tone, "But can you please give me back my Oculus?" She didn't say a word. Instead, she ripped the Oculus off her head, threw it on the floor, and then yanked off the controllers, leaving them there. I calmly said, "You could have just handed it to me." At that point, she started screaming at me, yelling, "You're not going to be rude to me because you can go the fuck home." It wasn't even her home. She lives with her mother in a separate apartment from her sister. I then told her, "Don't talk to me like that or be aggressive with my things that I paid $500 for." Sarah retorted, "It doesn't matter because you have 2 more," which was true since I own an Oculus Quest 2 and a Rift. I told her, "I worked my butt off for those, and I chose to spend my money on them. Maybe if you got a job, you could buy one yourself. I let you play with this one every day since I've been here." I went and told my grandmother and Sarah's mom what happened, because I wasn't going to get into a fight with Sarah over something I bought. My grandmother then said that I was being selfish because I had something Sarah didn't, and it was a new toy. Sarah is 19 years old, and I felt this entire argument was silly and ridiculous. Both her mom and my grandmother took her side. So, I guess I'm the bad guy for taking back my Oculus Quest and not letting her play with it. Update 1. Hi, I'm Peyton, 17 years old. This update is about my 19-year-old cousin Sarah and my aunt. I finally gained enough karma from posts to share this story. I have always tried to cultivate myself in the arts. I've had a strong interest in piano and painting my entire life. Sarah is also an artist and took piano lessons when she was very young, but only for about 6 months before quitting. I, on the other hand, have been practicing for 7 years and have become quite good, I believe. Or at least I like to think so. A few months ago, I started sharing my art and music online. I love to paint and feel that everyone should be able to share a common passion, and music truly warms the soul. I told my grandmother about it and she wanted to see. I showed her a video of me playing Moonlight Sonata. My grandmother then showed it to my aunt. My aunt asked, "You know my daughter also plays piano, right?" I thought to myself, I thought she quit a long time ago. My aunt continued, "Well, yes, but she can still play. How long have you been playing?" I told her, "About 7 years." She responded, "Ah, then you must have started around the same time as my daughter." She didn't say anything else until a few days later when she confronted me. She demanded, "I insist you take down your TikTok videos. My daughter showed them to me, and all you do is copy everything she does. You can't be an artist because my daughter is the artist. You can't play the piano because my daughter plays the piano." By the end, she was seething with rage, growing angrier with every word. I started to feel very uncomfortable, so I went to her other daughter's room, who is nothing like her, and talked to her about what had happened. I went to sleep that night, and when I woke up, I couldn't find my phone. I searched everywhere until I finally found it on the kitchen table. It no longer had a password. I checked my Snapchat, and when I tried to log into TikTok, it said, "Account not found." My account had been deleted. I only had about 200-something followers, so I'm not famous by any means. I just enjoyed being a creator and sharing my art and music with the world. Later that day, I asked my aunt about my missing account, and she responded, "Well, I don't know anything about that. Maybe it was the government for identity theft," and she snarled, calling me an identity thief. I finally had enough and told her, "Just because we have the same interests doesn't mean I'm stealing my cousin's identity. There are people all over the world who draw, paint, and sing. Are they all stealing her identity too?" My aunt scoffed. "Well, no. But since you two are from the same family, you're taking away her chance to become popular because you're already popular." That comment infuriated me because it didn't even make sense. Plenty of people make YouTube videos playing video games, and others do the same. They still have fans because people enjoy watching the content, even if it's similar. I like sharing my talent online, and you have no right to erase all my hard work just because you feel I'm copying your daughter. I gave up and walked away from the conversation after she had the nerve to tell me, "You have a habit of copying my daughter. When she received an Xbox for her birthday a week before Christmas, you got one for Christmas. Then, when she got a PlayStation 4, you bought one too." That wasn't true at all. My older cousin Emily and I had actually bought the PS4 Pro as soon as it was released. Sarah didn't even own one until my aunt bought it for her much later. I went to sleep that night trying to come up with a plan. I had a different TikTok account, an older one that I only used for watching videos, which wasn't deleted. That night, I uploaded an old drawing video I had made to that account. I posted it and didn't tell anyone. The next day, it had 3,000 views, and it had even appeared on Sarah's For You page. I don't usually get that many views, it was just that one time. Sarah absolutely exploded, screaming at me, "You need to find your own identity. I'm the artist in the family, and you can't copy me." By the time she finished, she was crying. I just laughed and went to my other cousin's house. I ended up cutting my visit short and went home the next day. I think the funniest part of all this is that this particular cousin is from my dad's side of the family. Two of my cousins on my dad's side work for Disney as animators, and another cousin of mine does realism, while my style is very different. For those wondering how my account was deleted, I had logged into my grandmother's computer to show her my TikTok, and that's how my aunt found it. I'll update if anything new happens because my new TikTok is gaining a lot of followers. Haha. Update 2. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this just happened. I can't post pictures, but I'll share the conversation. I copied and pasted this message exchange exactly as it appeared in my texts. I posted a photo of my drawing on Instagram, and then Sarah automatically reported it for fraud. This is how the exchange went. Sarah, are you serious right now? You know I draw too, and so do thousands of other people. You can only paint. I'm the only person in the family who can draw digital animation. The laughter emojis. Peyton. Okay, listen, this is getting stupid. You got what you wanted, deleting my TikTok. You're not going to attack me just because I also draw. Sarah. I'm telling my mom because she doesn't think you should be an artist either. My mom says I'm the only artist in the family. I'm going to tell my mom. You're 19. Peyton's internal thought, no, you're not. Then my aunt texted me. Aunt. Peyton, this is your aunt. I think this is getting out of hand. My daughter is very upset. I won't tell your parents as long as you agree not to sell that drawing. You will ruin my daughter's chances of becoming an artist. Please keep in mind that she is older than you, therefore she chose to be an artist before you. You will always have to be in second place. I'm sorry, that's just how social conduct works. Peyton. Okay. Peyton's internal thought. The sad part is, I know my cousin had to make her mom text me because she doesn't know what half those words mean. That was a lovely conversation. I'll be telling my parents about this interaction. Things were quiet for a while. And then I received this last message, which I truly didn't expect. Aunt. Peyton, you cannot sell your animated character art because that is what my daughter does. How dare you draw Stitch? You cannot draw my daughter's favorite Disney character and sell it, because if you sell it, you will have to give the money to my daughter. You have no right to take away business from my daughter because she deserves it more than you. Peyton. Aunt, I made a poster. I can sell it if I want, and no, I don't have to give your daughter any money. The only one who can claim anything from that drawing is the big mouse, not you. I'm going to sell the drawing for a few dollars, and you won't see a single cent. Please leave me alone. I'll be telling my parents about this. Aunt. I am going to sue you because that money belongs to my daughter, not to you. because you stole her art. I stopped responding. Why? What the hell? The level of entitlement is truly real. God help me. Just to clarify, I do not plan to sell this art due to Disney's rights.